Hey, Epic, you're back. And today we're back for another bfbb modding video. And today's video I thought will cover everything needed to... Well, not everything, but I'm going to try my best to explain something because I got it working. So I want to show you that I got it working. It's not finished yet. I need to actually grab the frag file for Sandman. Where I haven't looked into that yet. The snow effect when you hit them. That's one thing I'm missing, but... That's beside the point. That's at least my issues with this right now. That I was having with this actually. I thought, oh, this is gonna be very quick and simple to do. No, it is okay. It's not that hard to do, but it did take me a bit of figuring out something. So I should update the video because yeah, it's a little okay. So I don't know. So what you want to do is you first grab the snowman, the Sandman. I grabbed a bunch of stuff. This is the stuff I have right now. My own file. Sandman counter. This is what it is. This is this is the stuff I'm using for this. Sandman count. And then the Sandman, there's only 8 in total, but I added 2 more to learn how to actually add them. So I added 2 extra ones so I can learn how to use them. So that's because I want to learn. I don't want to just use the exact amount that's in the low. I want to know how to get rid of them or add them. I haven't got rid of them, but I can do that pretty easily. Pretty sure, but I don't care right now. Yeah, I just showing what I have right now. I mean, I could be missing something, but I'm just showing you what I have in the files that I'm using for this stuff. And then the group, Sandman group. This is for like I don't know. Let's see. Yeah. So when you add more Sandmen, it's the Sandmen themselves, just the Sandmen on their own. They're not. See, that's all that's in here. Even without me adding them, there's only these. So I added. So I'm like, okay, I'll add 9 and 10 the extra ones. So they go in there. That's the group file. And you look in here. There's nothing in here. I don't think there is. Yeah, nothing's inside these links half the time. It's weird. Okay. And, Pat sock. This is the pickup. What I put right here to test. This is the sock you would get for destroying all the Sandman. SFX. This is when you break the snowman. It took me a bit of time to get that to work, but I grabbed that and I grabbed the sounds. You need the sounds for it, and that's going to be in the hop file. I don't know where I placed it right now, but it's just sounds. It's somewhere in the hop file. But we're going to be basically covering. So this is the Sandman finished thing, and there's nothing in the links, but yeah, this talk box is important, but you don't really have to touch it for some reason. But what you have to do is the text. There's normally 8 Sandman. Like, for example, right now, this would normally say, well, 7 out of 8. Yeah. And then this one would be... like 8 out of 10. I added that one. So it's me adding stuff. 9 out of 10. And then this will be the reward bit thing for it. And if you want to add more, then you just, add more and then move that, or so, I don't know. You actually have to do it that way. If you don't, it's going to glitch. And there's this that plays. Once you destroy the Sandman, you're going to get that success text. And that's Patrick's reward at the end of the slope. Like, when you open it... Actually, I already covered this last night, but I did explain that. It says it right here. All Sandman destroyed. Yeah, page... Your reward at the bottom of the slope. Yeah, So, what was annoying with this was actually in the counter. in the counter, it's a bit different than usual. It's actually quite a bit different because you're adding you're adding a pop-up that tell you how many things you've destroyed. I'm basically going to be using these. My goal is to use these for some things, but honestly, for the most part, I just want to use this counter for missions. So, but I'm just grabbing everything because I do kind of want these, maybe to use these once in a while. I will be releasing this at some point, but it's also useful for that counter that comes with it. I want to use. I might just want to use that, but this stuff. These you need to put when you add extra Sandman. Like, see how there's normally going to be 7 in here or something? You don't add 10 here. This is kind of annoying, but yeah, okay. So you add 9, and then you have to make sure you go in here and add. If you add a 10, you just have to count. You have to go in here and click on a 10. Don't know why I didn't change. I didn't change anything. Okay. All right. So now this is different. So when you go into the first one, this is gonna say, destroyed 9. So you have to. This is what it counts down. Okay. This counts. This is an argument. And I completely glossed over that. I didn't look down because normally you don't touch this stuff for the most part. So I completely overlooked this actually. I just focus on using this stuff. I didn't notice it. I didn't look. I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, why isn't it working properly? Why does it keep saying? I would hit the first. What kept happening is I would hit the first Sandman. It would say 1 out of 10. Perfect. I would hit the second one. 1 out of 10. Okay. Hit the third one, 2 to 10, 3 out of 10. So then it was like, okay, but then the last one wouldn't count because the first 2 were 1. So it didn't. So you have to go into here, and you have to when you add more. The last number here, this for the top, not this. Top box. This has to say the last number of Sandman you have. So if you have 20, this has to say 20. But you have to count down. So this has to go down. So this is 1, and 2 and 3 and 4. Yeah, but this number has to count down. So this says 9, and you would have to go and put in 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then the last one, and you put, this is where you're at, your total number count. That's how I did this. It worked, so it wasn't working until I did it this way. Then it worked, so good, thank God. And you can have the SFX play. This is the SFX, they're like, do, that song, that victory music that plays when you do something in the game. That sound was straight up. They took that. Madagascar 2 straight up stole that, by the way, in musical chairs. You literally can hear that exact same sound when you play. Yeah, that this is literally straight up from bfbb. I wouldn't be surprised if they literally borrowed it from that because it's literally the same sound, which is really funny. But anyway, yeah. Oh, this is the sock itself. So yeah, you have to do things like this. And then it will work for you. So I just thought I'll cover it. The Sandmen are not finished. I have to grab the frags or something. The snow effect is missing, but it really doesn't matter. It's not. I'm just showing you how to get it working. I'm missing one thing, but I'll go back and fix it. But I'm just happy. I'm just trying to. My goal right now is trying to learn how to actually use the counters in this thing. Hopefully everything works. I hope the sound plays. I think it still works. I didn't test. I had this muted because in case it freezes and plays a loud buzzing noise. If I do something, that's why I muted it. When I'm on, I tend to do that. Don't want to hear it. Because it's kind of, I don't want to deal with scared. I don't need jump scares.
There's nothing like the sound.
Same mod, as you can tell. This is my mod, the Toll series mod. We have him here. It's the same mod pretty much. You guys saw. Except I've added stuff to it because I'm gonna be releasing this at some point. This is bfbb but different. I'm updating it though. I'm making it. It's the same game with. I'm not having him in here though. I was just messing with something. I'm gonna get rid of that. But it's also me using this to test stuff. So, but I've already made tons of missions in this thing. It's the same bfbb game, but it's gonna have extra content on top of the normal game. That's what this is supposed to be. This is one of my ever mods I'm doing. It's not much of a mod though. It's more of a mini thing. My custom map mod. I'm really looking forward to showing you. So here's the Sandman.
SpongeBob. There is robots taking over Bikini Bottom. They're running amok. We ask everyone to stay inside. Close your windows. Fire up the door.
Oh yeah, that I forgot. Like, what's going? Oh yeah, I forgot I did that. Yeah, we didn't add the frag part. I'll fix that. But you see, the count's up. 2, 3, 4. It plays the sound and everything. Yeah, get this.
All my old comic books.
Wait, how do I still have... Oh no, it's 49. Let's see. There we go. It plays it. And it's that text you can change, but there you go. So now you can change the reward to be something else. So this is a more updated video today, showing you that I got it working now. But just gotta add the frags to this thing. In the links, they have a collision. They turn, and how these work is the collision gets turned off. I should cover that. Kind of interesting. Now these are set to persistent. If you turn these, if you set persistent to true, you can probably keep destroying them. But since they're set now, when you reload the level, they're all going to be destroyed. I think they won't be there now. That gets carried over when you import them. Let's see. I hope. Oh, let's open the house again. Come on now. Yeah, they're not here now. Because that gets carried over because that's part of the link. So they won't be here once you complete the mission. And they do work. They do work. Like if I actually don't complete the mission, it still has that feature. You have to destroy all of them. I could probably change that, but I don't care to do that. I think it's fine the way it is. But you can also do this.
Are you ready, kids?
I'll just show you it.
There's nothing like the sound.
I forgot we warped it in here. We edited the file. Not I to go to HBO 1.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so if I hit 1, let's hope that this whole thing is okay still. So I'm gonna just fully test this right now. Okay, good.
I make myself a snack.
add the thing.
No.
But that's not my point right now. It's not done yet, but it's just I'm just trying to like. Yeah, it's just. I only got the file for this stupid thing.
Maybe a little bounce on the old thing.
Yeah, this is fun to use, dude. So I can make missions with these, but you can also, once you have the file, you can make your own custom. I'm not always going to use these, to be honest. I really just want the counter to be in my. I want this counter and success text from missions because I can use this whenever I want. I can straight up use that success text. I don't have to break these. I can actually use the Sandman from it, but I can also just use the. I can add a Tiki mission. I can add like find steering wheels or something, and I can add it to that, but. Can you please stop? Okay, that's working.
It shines.
Yeah. Okay, so it doesn't. So it's set to. Yeah. So if we, it doesn't glitch when you little. Everything works. So that's good. Now what you have to do. I'm gonna explain this. So, if you want to know how everything works, I'm gonna show you something interesting about this. And how I figured this out was just I got so ticked. I'm like, let's just open up the ever level and just learn how they did things. That's one way of doing modding. If you really get, yeah, I did this. I just look at the actual thing and looked at how they did it. So, well, I added more to it. Actually, I did add a few in here. I was testing something, but ignore that. But I didn't touch anything in here though. So this only has up to 7, and this says 8. So as you know, as you can tell, it counts down. Then this one will say 8. That's the total. So this has to say the total amount. That's how that works. So this was just frustrating to figure it out because I didn't look at this. I wasn't understanding what the hell am I supposed to do here. Yeah. So there we go. So yeah. So 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then an 8. For this, because as you can see, these are named differently, and these don't have. This just says it doesn't have the count thing on here. Yeah, these have to have the count thing, and yeah. Now if you want S effects to play, you have to grab the sounds and stuff in the S effect at trigger. But like you can you can just straight up search for it and stuff by copying it, and looking for it too. But the thing I want to show you that's kind of interesting is I can actually close this now. I don't need to have this open now. If you look at this, you can find out how the collision turns off because it's the same thing as usual. This is something I already talked. Yeah, this is the collision thing off. You go here, and how it works. Destroy. Oh, decrement counter. That doesn't have collision, but I can actually add it to this one if I wanted to. Yeah, I can add it to this. This one doesn't have collision off because you're not on the slide for the first one, I guess. I just took these from Sandman. I just whipped all 8, and then I added extra like 9 and 10. But to learn how to mess with this. But if you look at everyone, I'm not going to open up all of them, but I'll just show you this one, for example. Look at this one. it has this extra thing to it. Same thing, decrement counter, Sandman counter. This destroy, collision off, Sandman 02. Yeah, because the collision. So that means when you walk, you can walk through the snow. It won't. This one doesn't have it, but that means like that's the problem with Rehydrated with Purple Lamp. They didn't make the collision turn off, so that's why if you play Rehydrated, you know what that game does when you hit Sandman. SpongeBob gets stuck to it for a second and he gets caught on it because the collision's not off. So you need to have that there. I'm pretty sure that's what Purple Lamp didn't probably add that. That's probably what happened here. But something went wrong. But yeah, if you want the collision off, you gotta add this link to it. You just go in here and add them. I already covered it in the whole series. You would take the word in partly or fully, and then you would go here, find it, click on it. Yeah, and then you take all this stuff needs to be in here. Yeah, I just felt like showing you this. That this is a cool thing. At least it finally works. Well, it wasn't that hard to do, but one little thing was completely different. I did not know there was an argument. I didn't overlook that at the bottom. You have to count down. I thought there's 2 counters in this because that counter does not work with the text. I'm like, does it? No, it doesn't. Yeah, you need to. That's what kind of made me frustrated because I'm like, why isn't it counting it properly? Because this counter is just for the Sandman itself and the sock. This doesn't count to the counter of you have 1 out of 10, 2 out of 10. Yeah, it doesn't. That's a whole different thing. So it's in the same area. It's in the links. There's 2 separate counters. I'm only familiar with these ones, so it threw me off. I'm like, okay. And then you go in here, and then there's a whole different counter. It's right here, and you go. It counts down, and then the last one has to say like how many you have. Like I showed you. Yeah. That threw me off for a while, and I was getting really pissed off of it. Luckily, I figured it out. So it's a very obvious mistake I made. Well, that's not. Well, I didn't understand that. I didn't see what I was doing wrong with it. I'm not familiar with that. I didn't know there was an argument down below. I didn't look at it. I just didn't look down at that thing. I'm like, oh, okay. Oops. So I just want to show you guys what you have to do to get it working. But just because I just want to do that. So just be helpful. So yeah. So now I've got to add the extra thing for it. Now it has a snow effect when you break them. But mainly I'm going to be using. It's just 2 things why you'd want to use this. One, you can use it. You can make Sandman missions now if you want. If you want to make a snow level, and 2, well, you can use the counter and you can use the text that shows up for your own missions. Like you can change this. Like I don't, because this is the whole thing about modding. It's cool. Is like I've said like. Yeah, you can change this. This is the reward bit right here. To say something different. So you can have this. Can you click on it? For heaven's sakes. Jeez. All Sandman is for I mean, you can change this. So you instead of having it see that, you can we're not in the slope level. You can change this to say reward by your front door or something. I can change this and do all kinds of stuff with this. And if you're not even doing the Sandman challenge, if you're not using, you have to unlink these to the. You can have to you can link them to your own tikis, your own things, and stuff like that. What I'm gonna be doing, so that's why I have to make this error file. It's not done yet. I have to do some more stuff. I haven't archived it yet. I have to go into archive and I already taught you guys how to do that in my Manga Toad series. I covered pretty much everything. I didn't cover moving blocks too much and things there's certain ththings I didn't cover. Well, of course there's some stuff I didn't cover because I don't know everything about modding. Even though I'm really good at it now, I'm not I don't know everything about it. But I know enough to make missions and have fun with it. And now I even know more, so I can now use text and stuff in mods. You just grab it and then you can change it, and so now I can have if I make a custom map, I can I can add like if you don't have to even put a counter up. You can just hit a button or do something that says "Good job." Now this thing is open for you or something. You can change. You can because once you have the things, you can make your own thing with them. You take what you want and then you can use it the way it's intended, the way it was meant to be, the way that they used it. Sandman with that, or you can straight up just use the text and everything and make your own mission and change it completely. Like I just said it 5 seconds ago, with like you can really make your own custom map with that text instead of having it hit all the Sandman. You can have it completely remove the Sandman from the link, to link it to something different. So you destroy all the enemies in the level, or like do something, find a bunch of lost fish, help civilians. You do all kinds of things. Then it will fill that thing up. You found all the things or something. But then again, see, that's what I love about modding. You do all kinds of creative things. And for movie game, you have the same thing. You have to find it in a level that has that in that game or something. But yeah, that kind of thing. Anyway, I hope that was helpful. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.